I've been wanting to interview my special guest for today. I've known her for over 10 years. Her name is Teri Luna. She's a recovering helicopter mom, an advocate for her two sons. One is still in middle school, the other one is an adult. And her career involves being a director of product resourcing for the Hawaii Food Bank. In other words, you get food, right? You're the food gal. So I would
Yes.
love to hear Teri's just her experiences because as a recovering helicopter mom, because I think a lot of us it's default, and it takes
Mhm.
courage and vulnerability to say, you know
Right.
what, that
I
wasn't
am.
yes. So
Yes.
share,
Yes.
Teri.
So I am. Hi, my name is Teri Luna, and I'm a recovering helicopter mom. But I think part of my journey, as I think is what we share, is I have two boys. My oldest is 22. He was a sped student for 13 years from preschool to his senior year, and I learned a lot about life through him. Um, for me, school came easy. And school doesn't come easy for everybody, but as the kids were growing up, I automatically thought that he would he would excel. And then we realized that he just kind of marched to a different beat. We got him tested. We realized that, he needed the assistance. So as we were going through kindergarten, first and second and third, and, what have you, and make his way up to his sophomore year in high school through all of the IEPs and all of our meetings and everything like that, I think that was a turning point for our family and myself as a mom. I think I was a true advocator for him, but I had to stop and put my brakes on when he decided that he wanted to get off his medication for his ADHD, and I was absolutely against it. And I said no. And one of the things that he did say was, or ask me was, or tell me basically is, you don't know what it feels like to be and walk in my shoes. And which is very true. I didn't know. And he said he wanted to get off his medication. So against my wishes, I said, okay, so we would try. And then his sophomore year, I think going into his junior year, he started out and he was not on meds, still in sped, and slowly he just started spiraling down. And we knew that the meds really helped him. And I was kicking myself, in the butt, while I'm kicking a can down the road, saying that I shouldn't have. I should have just, kept my mom hat on and just said, nope, you're taking it. Because at that point, when he was spiraling down and started to feel defeat and started to feel crappy about himself, that's when he mentioned suicide. And that's when I had to really put the brakes on and, you know, um, tell myself, and my girlfriend also reminded me, that school is important. It's important, but it's not everything. And so at that time, we decided that we would go ahead and discussions, were talked about of moving him from diploma track to certificate. And I didn't know what that was. I had no idea. I was very fortunate to attend the private school when I was in school. So for us, or for me, there was no other option other than, getting your diploma. So as we talked about it with his psychologist, he did say that it's probably the best for him that he can go ahead and go on a work study program and what have you. And I think at that time I was still like, I know, I think he can do it. I think he can stay on diploma track, and I think I can help him. And my girlfriend went ahead and we sat down one day, talked about it, and she said, Terry, you need to ask yourself something. She goes, yes, school is important. Yes, it's the, it'll benefit you in life, but it's not the only thing. What would you rather have? Would you rather have your child excel in his community, feel good about himself, contribute to the society, or would you rather put flowers at his grave? And I think that was a big turning point in my life. And fast forward, we've had our ups and downs with him, but he holds now a full-time job. He is very, very well liked amongst his coworkers and especially his bosses, because he has good work ethics and everything like that. Then there's my seventh grader. Is very different. Karen knows, she tutors him, but he's very different in the way of he has his own mindset. He's very opinionated. I have no idea where he gets that
Yeah, I
from,
was going to ask that. I
but
wonder how he got.
yeah, I know, but the difference is I know when to use it. He just hasn't matured yet to really realize when to flip the card. So, hopefully it'll come sometime soon. But for him, I think it's just he can do the work, but he's lazy. And up until now, well, the first quarter of seventh grade, I had been monitoring and doing the helicopter. And I realized in the second quarter, after really having long conversations with Karen, that I'm not helping him. And later on in life, he's going to need to make hard decisions, and I might not be here. And he needs to be able to, journey along his own journey and figure it out somehow, some way. So I started to pull back and not really monitor his homework, not check his planner that he just absolutely never writes anything in it. It's a beautiful planner, but has not written one single thing in it. He may have written his name on the front, but God forbid that write any kind of homework in there, because he has such a huge filing cabinet in here that he remembers every single thing. And so going through that process, I kind of scaled back and let it go, right? And then we started noticing that he was falling behind, which I had panic attacks and anxiety. And what started off with 2 missing assignments went into single digits, then went into double digits, then went into really high double digit. And it got to a point where I could not even, when I got a text message on my phone with his grades, I literally could not even look at the text. I would have to just flick through my phone and press someplace that it deletes the text. I couldn't look at it just because I couldn't fathom the idea of how you could be okay with seeing the number of missing assignments and seeing your grades and not do anything about it. And then I realized that his grades don't define me as a parent. And I have to tell myself that every single day. It's his journey. He needs to, he's making the choices, and this is what he's gonna, deal with. So again, I'm recovering, but I think I've fallen off the bandwagon. I probably fall off the wagon maybe about, how many days during the week? 7.
Well, we had a
He
goal
goes to
where you
school
didn't
5.
swear for a week, and you did that. You could swear.
What is that?
You had a goal where you wouldn't swear in front of him, and you did that. I said, if you want to swear, text me, call me,
Yes.
But I think, what do you
Colorful
tell?
language.
Right, colorful language. What do you
Yeah, I speak very color.
rainbow of colors. What do you
Yeah,
tell parents when they say, come on, Teri, you need to have a really tight hold, or else what's going to happen? If you don't do it, what's going to happen? What do you
Well,
say?
I think I still do have somewhat of a hold, because of course you can't just let your kids run
Right.
amok. You can't let them run wild. They still need some sort of guidance. But as we discussed that, um, things there are things that are innate, and there are things that have to be taught and have to be learned. And organizational skills, it's not innate.
Right.
um you know they said when I was pregnant, read to your
Yes.
stomach and your child will love reading. I'm an avid reader, and I read to my stomach. I read to my kids when they came out. I read them bedtime stories, and both of them hate reading. So you know um the old wives' tale of reading to your child, I don't know if I believe that, but because they say, they will learn by example or lead by example. And I'm an organized person. I go by planners, and this is a composition book. I make my own planner, because I can't find something. I'm so OCD. I can't find something that fits what I want, so I make my own. They see me do it. They see me, doing writing and what have you, but still he doesn't write it. So certain things I will let go, but certain things I will still press. you
Mhm.
know but I have to ask myself, you know, do I want to die at the mountain just for this? I have to pick my battles. You
Yes.
know, I can't be a squeaky wheel every single day and every single minute of the day, because at the end of the day, they're not going to listen to a squeaky wheel. Sometimes the squeaky wheel is the first wheel to get oiled, but what is a takeaway for them? Okay, oil it, and she'll shut up.
Mm.
But certain times, while they may do it, and and they're going to do it with some sort of, um, either fear or feeling bitter or something like that. And while they may get it done, you want the takeaway for them to be, there was a lesson in this.
Yes.
So my thing is always, pick your battles, as to what you want, and what you want to fight about. And there may be people that will say, and I know some people, they're very close to me, that will say, you need to be on them about this. You need to be you need to do this, you need to do that. And that's a full-time job
It is.
just to do that. And I can't. I mean, I have a full-time job, is to bring food in for the food bank, and at a time like this, I'm just a little busy, you know. So so I can't go ahead and go to work for 8 hours or 10 hours and then come home and then be stressing about, okay, when's your science project due now? Okay, when is this due now? I have perfected the response of,
Yes,
oh,
let's share that and the importance of that because you've taught me that.
yes, yes. So, Mom, where is my backpack? Or Mom, did you see my notebook? Or Mom, do you know where this is? And mind you, these are all things that I've reminded him about. I've told him, now that he's back on campus, he has to wear his uniform. He's looking in his drawers the other night and he's like, Mom, I don't have any of my shirts. And I said, well, I told you that, while you're on distance learning, put them on the side. I don't know where they are, but Mom, I need one tomorrow. I'm like, sorry. Oh, well, I don't know. You better go look for it. He goes, well, what do I wear? I go, I hope you have to, yeah, you got to wear clothes. So,
So prior
I don't
to
know.
letting go, what would have been your, because I know I've been there trying to like find stuff and then you realize, wait a minute, I'm my mental health is affected, my stress level is going
Right.
up, and it's over finding something that's not even something
Hmm.
that is ours.
What would I have done in the past?
Yes, in the past.
I would have actually taken him out of his drawers and put them someplace else so that he wouldn't be able to use them, because I know that this was going to happen. But I didn't do that. He's 13 years old. I'm not going to go through his drawer looking for clothes and what have
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just left them in there. So now, miraculously, somehow, some way, the shirts appeared, and now he has shirts. So it's more of a, Mom, I don't have shirts. Let me see. I'm going to say that. And knowing her, I think she's going to go look for them for me.
Exactly.
No. Oh, no, 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 no. Hallmark Channel was playing a movie. I couldn't get away from the TV at that time. No.
So what happens if
So
you
it's
find
like,
yourself like, that feeling, that mom feeling where, oh, I know I can resolve this and find it in
right.
2 minutes. What do you tell parents who say, I had one mom say, I cannot leave because the house will fall apart if I'm not there to monitor every single thing. I
Mhm.
mean, that's,
Um,
any suggestion on
the
a
ship,
new?
the ship will still sail. It's not, it's not the end of the world.
Mhm.
And if your kid has to suffer the consequences, then so be it. I kind of had to go on a really drastic mindset of really, so that I don't fall into get that trap. I had to just tell myself, well, tough crap. You can't find it. That's not my problem. You know, and some parents may say, wow, that's really, like, you don't care. And I'm like, no, it's not that I don't care. I care enough because I'm not going to go ahead and rescue him every single time, because what if I die tomorrow?
Mhm.
What if I die today? What are they going to do? They're going to be in, they're not going to know where to buy toilet paper from. They're not going to know where the extra, paper towel is or what have you. So a lot of times he'll say, oh, Mom, do you know where this is? And I'm like, I don't know. And the response that I give sometimes is the same response that he gives me when I ask him a very important question. And the response is, it's not even words. Sometimes it's and I'm like, what? And so now, tables
The tables
turn.
turn.
Mom, do you know where my shirts are? Oh, Mom, I can't
What's his
find them.
reaction?
That's his reaction. He's like, what? I'm like, and, and he's just, and it's just it's an awkward 10 seconds, but I'm just looking at him, and I say, oh. So it's more of a mm, you know and just really, really expressing that, so that they get used to it. Because now, when he does ask me a really dumb question that doesn't warrant a response, and my response is and then, right after that, boom, he's like, never mind.
And then he'll do
But
it.
now
He'll
it's
take care of it.
and he'll do it. I mean, when if push comes to shove, they'll go ahead and do it. But why should they do it if Mom's going to do it? It's the same saying of, why buy, you know, um, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? You
Right.
know, and I don't want to I don't want to be suckered into his little games, because he's 12 years old and he's a very, very, very good manipulator. Very good. And I have to keep that mindset of, okay, I'm not gonna, nope, I'm not gonna fall into his, no, I'm not gonna fall for that. And tough crap, too bad, you don't got it, too bad. First day of school, he was supposed to bring a water bottle to school, right? And he forgot his water bottle in the car, and I saw it. I could have easily turned and just pulled back into the parking lot and did that. But no, I didn't. Why? Because I told him twice that morning, make sure you grab your water when you're leaving.
Mhm.
Oh no. He was too excited because he saw all the kids and blah, blah, blah. And I sat there in the driver's seat watching the water bottle. and
Biting your
looking at
tongue.
the water bottle and biting my tongue and saying, "Oh, water bottle, you're gonna be my friend today. I'm gonna consume you. You're gonna be my water that I'm drinking today because the owner is just walking out of the car."
Did he text you?
And he did. He didn't text me because he knows, you know, and when I picked him up, um, as soon as he got in the car, he goes, "Oh, where's my water?" I go, "I drank it." He's like, "What? What? You drank my water?" I'm like, "Yeah, you left it in the car, so I'm assuming you didn't need it. And I needed water, so thanks." And the look, I was looking straight, I'm driving,
But you could
but
feel
I
it.
can feel the eyes, and it was just so, you know, if parents out there, especially moms, if moms out there have the energy and have the time to go ahead and manage their kids and do all this kind of stuff, then great, go ahead, do it, you know, and but realize that you're not helping them in the future, you know, when they're 40 years old, still living at home, waiting for you, and you're 70 to go cook rice or cook dinner or anything like that, then don't be grumbling, you know. It's either crap or get off the pot, you know, and you've got to do something. And is it hard? Oh my God, yes, it is. Will you fall off the wagon? Yes, you will. Will you get back on? Yes, you will. Will you keep moving forward? Yes, you will. You know, but you can't, don't beat yourself down. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
do. I get
Mm-hmm.
really, really, really pissed off. Um, you know, you often say the male brain doesn't what is it,
Fully
doesn't
develop until like
mature
25,
until
right?
fully right, exactly, until 25. I get that. I get that it doesn't develop, but there are certain things that, like I said earlier, that I will still press on him because those are things that are need to be learned and it's not innate. So
Right. I
I
totally get
can't
that.
it
Yeah. And that's
right.
what
And
parents are for,
if
right? To
studies
guide.
right, and if studies show that, okay, after 5 mistakes they're going to learn, okay, fine, then I would let completely let go and say, you know, live and learn, you know. If you fall down, and you know, pick yourself up, dust yourself off and keep going. But it doesn't say that.
Right.
So again, pick your battles, know what, know what means, the most to you. Do you want to go ahead and get on him about a towel left on the floor in the bathroom? Or do you want to get on him for, you know, being organized in his schoolwork? If that is his bathroom, then I let it go. I just close the
Mm-hmm,
door.
mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
if it's a shared bathroom, you know, I would take all that on the floor and I would dump it on his floor. My oldest son learned very, very fast when I said, take out the trash. He never listened and he never did it. It was full of food and just junk, and the bag was full. He went to school. He never did it. I said, okay. I took the trash can. I went into his room. I closed all his windows.
And you left the
I
trash.
left the trash can in there, turned the ceiling fan on, and shut the door. And at that time, we were living in Waipahu. And Waipahu is not Afghanistan hot, but it's
But
hot.
it's hot.
And the afternoon sun came in, and after school, he had an event that he had to go to. So he wasn't going to be home until 6. So he had left the house at 7:30. He came back home at 6. When he came back home, he opened his door. He almost threw up. And what is this in my? I said, hey, I told you to empty the trash. And I needed a clean trash can. That's your only chore. And if you can't do it, then the trash stays in your room. From that point on, did I have a empty trash can when I asked him to empty the trash can? Yes, I did. you know.
Hmm.
So it's, again, pick your battles, if you have all the time in the world, then fine, be a helicopter mom. But, you know, people that work and, have 2 or 3 jobs, they don't have time for this,
Well, also, don't you
kind of
think if you're a
stuff.
helicopter mom, like we know, I know some people who are, their brother is 40 at home, the mom still cooks for them,
Mm-hmm.
does their laundry. So there is that chance that you will always be that helicopter mom
Mm-hmm.
way into
Right.
your child's adult life.
Right. And in the event that he does get married,
Oh,
your future daughter-in-law will hate your guts.
yeah. So is that
She
incentive
will.
for you, for your two future daughter-in-laws, perhaps? Is that when you think about, or they might, or do you think they
Yeah.
might just hate you anyway?
No, they better worship the ground that I walk on, because I've prepped these kids for them.
Exactly. They will be
you know
responsible men because of you.
right. And they somehow, some way, they have to learn, and you know um and I think having a good support,
Yes.
for the helicopter recovering helicopter moms, it's having that support, to have people say, no, 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 no,
Well,
hold
you
on,
helped
no,
me. Yeah,
no.
you've helped me a lot. And my husband now, we've perfected and we're working on that.
the
Oh, the look. And I'm like, wow, I'm gonna show
Yeah.
Teri. Oh, I said Teri would be so proud of you. Because it's something that
And
you immediately want to go into lecture mode. You immediately want to say, I reminded you, this is what happens.
mm-hmm,
But it's a freeing thing to do because you don't
right.
have to waste your breath. Then your
Yeah.
stress level goes up. Instead, you just practice the Luna method, and it's very,
I know.
very calming. And then you walk
Yeah,
away.
it's very. Yes. Instead of doing the, how many times did I tell you? Didn't we just have this conversation? What did I just say last night? Blah, blah, blah. And I grew up with that. What did I tell you? But the thing is, for me, all it took was one time. That's it. One time. What did I tell you? You know, and when my mom, her feet hit the floor in the morning, we as kids were like, oh my God, she's up. you know, Scatter, make sure this is this, make sure that is that, make sure this is this. But you look at, and the thing about it too is that society nowadays, feeds our kids. They feed, the entitlement, you have a voice. And yes, they have a voice, but there's a limit to where your voice comes, know your place. And I always tell Tanner, know your place in this family. Oh, but no, 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 I don't care about your butt. I didn't ask you about your butt. You keep your butt to yourself. you know and it's the respect. When someone's talking, don't interrupt, not unless you're bleeding and ready to, your limb is falling off. Don't interrupt me. And so I think it's just, nowadays, with this society telling, with the entitlement, especially, it's really the entitlement, and not having kids be held accountable, for their own crap. you
Hmm.
know a lot of times it's, oh, it's because so and so, oh, it's because so and so. No, 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 no. Did you look in the mirror? You can't go ahead and grumble about, you know something, if you're displaying the same thing, or to your kids, if that's how you are to your kids,
Right.
but you're grumbling about something, well, that's what you kind of do. So, but yeah, I wish there was an answer to everything. When you buy AirPods, it comes with a manual. When you buy an iPhone, it comes with a manual. When you buy a mouse, it comes with a manual. When I bought my sewing machine, it came with a thick manual. When I gave birth and shot out
Nothing.
my kid, no manual came shooting out.
No.
you know, Nothing. Nothing at all. And it really is by prayer. It really is by trial and error. It really is by your gut feeling. You know, some of us raise our kids like how we were raised. And we always say, I'm going to provide to my kids what I never had, you know, but there's a reason why, you never had it. Because either A, your parents couldn't afford it, or B, there was a lesson being taught, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Hmm.
And Tanner's lesson for me that I've always taught him is his glasses,
Yes, I
you
remember
know,
that. Can you just
the
share that real
story of
quick?
his glasses. Oh, okay. So he wears glasses, and I don't know how many pairs of glasses that either he's lost or it's broken, and just not taking care of it or what have you. And I was on my last like nerve with him about his glasses. So he came home one day and his glasses were broken. I said, okay, fine. I then went and MacGyvered his glasses for him, and the bungee cord that holds the tarp, I went ahead and cut off the bead part and took that and basically measured it around his ear and glued it to this portion right here, so that now when the glasses sits, the elastic went around his ear, and he had to wear that. So his doctors were concerned because
It was
he
all.
said the glasses were going to sit so close to his face that it might. And I was like, come on, it's not that long. I already ordered another pair, but I'm not going to tell him. It was, I think, 2 months away from his birthday, and he was wanting that Nintendo Switch. And by all accounts, I said, okay, we'll see. So I ordered his pair of his glasses, and then when the bungee came off, it because the what is it, the hot glue, it broke off, right? I said, okay, I'm gonna fix you. So I got chopsticks. Okay, mind you, I took Zippy's chopsticks because
The
Zippy's
quality
chopsticks is
ones.
really their quality chopsticks. And I went ahead and glued the tip of the, not the tip, but the tip where you eat is on this side, but the part where you hold is on this side because it's a little flat. So it makes it a little bit easy to attach here with glue. So I did that, and he had to go to school with chopstick glasses
What
for
grade was
three
this?
weeks. He was in fifth grade, and his girl crush sat right next to him in
Oh my
class.
gosh.
Yes. His teacher told me, she's like, Terry, I, I, too bad, too bad. And she was like, oh my gosh. She shared it with all her teacher friends and all her, oh my gosh, this mom, this parent, she even took pictures of him. And she's like, oh my goodness. And so his birthday rolled around, and I went on eBay, and I found a Nintendo Switch box, an
Oh
empty
my gosh. And you put
box.
the glasses in there.
And I put the glasses in there, wrapped it up, went ahead and took him to dinner and had him open up
Oh my gosh,
his gift.
Terry.
Yep. And then he opened it up. He saw Nintendo Switch. Oh my gosh. Next thing you know, opened it up and it was his glasses. The look on his face was, and I said, you might want to put the glasses on so you can see what kind of box. He goes, I know what the box is, Mom. But lesson learned. Lesson. It was a hard lesson. People say I was mean, but does he still have his pair of glasses?
He
Yes, he
does.
does. So, you know, it's yes.
What a
I have a lot of
creative.
creative.
That's a very creative lesson. Plus, it
But
took a
remember,
lot of
Zippy chopsticks.
right? You had to really MacGyver and just
Oh yeah.
figure it
You
out.
know, and the amount of time that went into doing all of this kind of thing,
Yes.
it's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? But my thing was, what is the lesson that's going to be
Hmm.
learned? You know? Yes. And it was like, just buy him a new pair of glasses. I said, you know what? I could buy him a new pair of glasses, and I could keep buying him a new pair of glasses. But what is that going to teach him? I break something, she
It's
buys it.
replaced. Hmm.
I lose it, I
She
get
finds
another
it.
one.
Hmm.
Right. I can't do my homework, she'll do it for me. I can't find this, she'll find it. I have a problem with my teacher, she'll
Fix
she'll
it.
talk to the teacher for me. Right. And I always tell them, what are you going to do if I die tomorrow?
What do they say?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing, you know. So that's my story,
I
and
love it.
again, it's a journey. It's a changing journey every single day. It changes, from high to low to high to low to low to low to
Hello.
low,
We
to
can't
lower.
resign. We were like, I think I'm going to resign today. And unfortunately, you wake up in the morning and they're
They're
there. And
still
and
there.
now they come back, right? During the pandemic. This is my
I
year,
know.
empty nest, drop the other one off, the other one's there, and then oh, they're here. And people with 4 or 5
They're-
kids, they're
Right.
sometimes all of them
Right.
there.
Right. Yes. So it's crazy, but I
But
think
it's
you've just
rewarding.
got
Is it
to kind
rewarding?
of, it is rewarding, the little
Yeah,
things, the little things
the
are
little things.
rewarding. It's like, oh, 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 and then their brains are like almost like fluorescent light bulbs.
Yeah,
You ever go ahead and go into the kitchen and you turn the light bulb on and you look at the light bulb and it's like click, oop,
yeah,
oop, and then you kind of, you know figgle, or
yeah, yeah, yeah,
jiggle
yeah.
the
And then it's
switch,
on.
and then you're like, you see it, it's, oh, 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 it's like, and then you do it again, and then it comes on, and you're like, oh. So that light bulb moment of when they got it and they get it and it's good, you're like, oh my gosh, so when he's folding his clothes and
Yes.
putting it away, I walk inside the room and I'm like, oh my God. God.
And you didn't have to nag, you didn't have to
Nope.
threaten, right? It just
Nope.
matched.
And he's like, what? I'm like, you are folding your clothes. What do you want? What what do you want? Seriously, what do you want? He's like, no, you said you did my laundry and you put my laundry on the bed. I'm like, oh, were you getting tired of sleeping with your laundry? Oh, okay. But now he's in 7th grade, so he's a little bit more concerned about what he looks like, his hair.
Right.
He takes a shower. What he smells like, and
Hmm.
the whole thing about, did you shower in your deodorant, or what's going on here? He's like,
Because he has to smell good.
so yes. So I have only boys. I can only speak to boys. I don't have daughters, so I wouldn't know what that's like. But they're interesting creatures. They are.
And they
So
develop
I
into
don't deal.
interesting, yeah, adult males.
Yeah, I won't be here by that time. So
You
I'll
may
be
be
looking
surprised.
down.
You'll be like 95 and you'll be like, wow.
Oh God, no. Take me out to the pasture. I'll forget my name by then.
Well, thank you. I know you are very, very busy, so I really appreciate your time, the laughs,
Thank you.
and just giving me the opportunity to work with your both sons. That's right. I worked with Teri's adult
Yes.
son, and you are a
Yes.
great mom. We just have to learn to give ourselves credit, even when what we say to
Yes.
them, right, isn't happening.
Yes. Yes. I know. And it's always not the nice things that come out of this mouth. You know.
I'm there. I'm
I
there.
will say, I am there. Hallelujah. Amen. but I do get their attention. So
You definitely do. You
yeah.
definitely do.
So
Okay. Thanks, Terry. I really appreciate
okay.
it. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.